My beloved, stop right now and listen. What I am about to speak over your life did not come by accident. It came straight from my throne room. If your eyes have landed here at this exact moment, it is not coincidence, it is my divine orchestration. I whispered your name across the heavens and said, bring them to me now. This message I am releasing carries a time-bound revelation. I am telling you directly, listen carefully, before this window closes. There are moments when I release a word that will not remain available indefinitely. Not because I am withholding it from you, but because divine timing operates within specific windows of opportunity. When that window seals shut, the breakthrough that was assigned to your name may be redirected to another soul who stood ready to receive it. This is one of those sacred moments. I am speaking directly into your spirit, not to the person sitting next to you, not to your family member, not to your friend. I am speaking to you. I am about to expose what you have been overlooking, reveal what has remained hidden in the shadows, redirect the very next step you are about to take. But you must give me your full attention before this word dissolves into the atmosphere. Some messages I send are designed to comfort your weary heart. This one comes to confront your delay. It is calling you out of procrastination, distraction, and those comfortable spaces that have kept you from hearing my whispers in the past. This time you cannot afford to wait. I am saying move when I speak. Obey while the fire of this word still burns hot in your spirit. Do not allow this revelation to fade before it becomes manifested reality in your life. What lies ahead of you requires immediate response because this word is your preparation for what I am about to suddenly release into your world. Before we continue deeper, if your spirit is resonating with what I am saying, then respond to me now, like this message as your agreement with heaven. Let that simple act be your yes to what I am releasing. Subscribe so you never miss the next time I speak through this vessel. Drop your city and your nation in the comments below. I want to see where my remnant is awakening across the earth. For those who choose to support this ministry through financial partnership, whether through the pinned link below or the Super Thanks feature, understand something profound. You are not merely a financial supporter, you are a co-laborer with me in this divine assignment. We are partners in advancing my kingdom. As you stand with this word through your giving, I am standing with you in your life. You are not just contributing money, you are positioning yourself in alignment with heaven's agenda. Your seed declares to the universe. I heard God before the window closed and I acted in faith. May your seed become a voice that sustains this word in your own life long after the initial sound fades away. Now stay with me. Do not scroll away to the next video or distraction because in these next moments I am going to uncover why I said this word could disappear. You will understand why timing matters, why immediate obedience is critical, and how this one revelation I am releasing could completely shift the trajectory of your destiny. Let me go deeper now. If I truly love you, why do I allow you to reach places where escape seems absolutely impossible? Because I want to become your only option. Many of you pray for breakthrough yet secretly maintain backup plans in your back pocket. You say, "Help me, Lord," while still leaning heavily on your own understanding and your own strategies. So in my mercy, I sometimes shut every single door that is not mine. I remove the people you have been depending on. I dry up the financial resources you have been trusting. I silence every voice you have been listening to until the only voice remaining in your life is mine. That is exactly what I did with Israel at the Red Sea. I positioned them with Pharaoh's army closing in from behind and the sea blocking their path forward. No way to advance. No way to retreat. In that impossible moment, I spoke to them and said, "Stand still and watch what I am about to do." I did not tell them to run. I did not tell them to organize a military strategy. I told them to stand because the miracle was not going to come from their effort, it was going to flow from their trust in me. I lead you into dead ends not to destroy you but to demonstrate my divinity. When you emerge from these impossible places, there will be zero confusion about who pulled you through. You will know beyond doubt it was not your plan, not your wisdom, not your strength, not your connections, it was me alone. I do not bring you into stillness to punish you, I bring you into these moments to purify your faith, to transfer your confidence from what you can control to who I am. Here is the truth that will set you free. You cannot discover me as the way until every other way has failed. You cannot know me as deliverer until you have been trapped. You cannot call me provider until you have faced absolute lack. Dead ends are not the termination of your story, they are holy intersections where heaven meets earth. I bring you to these crisis moments so you will stop relying on your limited ability and start trusting my unlimited power. I am not trying to break you down, I am trying to build you up. I am showing you that my presence is infinitely greater than your plan and that my silence is never absence. It is preparation for a miracle that only I can perform. There is boldness in the words I spoke through my Son Jesus, when he declared, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. He was not simply suggesting a possible route among many options, he was declaring himself as the only route. When I say I am the only way out of your situation, I am not asking you to add me to your list of possibilities. I am telling you to erase that entire list. I am not one of the exits you can choose from. I am the only door. I am not a part of your plan. I am the plan itself. Many of you have faith only as long as a backup option exists somewhere. True faith is born in the moments when there is absolutely nothing left to lean on except my invisible hand. When I parted the Red Sea for Israel, they did not walk on a human-engineered road. They walked straight through a miracle. That is what I am saying to you right this moment. Stop searching for logic, start seeking me. When I declare I am the only way, I am not limiting your options, I am positioning you for the supernatural, I am preparing something that human reasoning cannot comprehend. I often remove all your alternatives so that when my power manifests, it becomes absolutely undeniable. When walls close in from every direction and every path appears blocked, that is precisely when I step in and create a way where there was none. I specialize in what makes no sense to the natural mind. When you testify about what I did, it will not be about your brilliant strategy, it will be about my sovereignty. I did not need a boat to save Noah. I told him to build an ark. I did not need a sword to save David from Goliath. I used a stone. I did not need medicine to heal the blind man. I used mud and spit. Why do I operate this way? Because when I become the only way out, I write your story in such a way that no one else can steal the glory. When I finish what I started in your life, even your enemies will be forced to admit this could only be God. Many people expect my way out to always be quick and painless, but the path I create rarely follows human shortcuts. Sometimes the only way out is straight through the fire. Daniel was not spared from the lion's den. He was delivered inside it. The 3 Hebrew boys were not rescued from the furnace. They were protected through the flames. Paul was not spared from the storm at sea, he survived it by my grace. Why do I allow this? Because I do not just want to rescue you from danger, I want to reveal myself to you in the midst of it. Deliverance is not merely escape. It is encounter. The fire, the flood, the storm, these were not detours on the journey. They were classrooms where you learned who I truly am at the deepest level. The furnace became a theater where a fourth man walked in the flames alongside my servants. The lion's den became a stage for my protective power. The shipwreck became the birthplace of unshakable faith that no storm could destroy. So perhaps what you are calling disaster, I am calling demonstration. Perhaps I have not removed your trial yet because I want to destroy you, but because I want to display my power in it for all to see. The miracle is not always found in the absence of pain. Sometimes it is found in the endurance of faith through the pain. I allow certain storms not to drown you but to deepen you. Faith that has never been tested in fire can never be trusted when the heat comes. There are two distinct types of deliverance I perform. First, I can take you out of the problem completely. Second, I can step into the problem with you. Both are miracles, both are expressions of my mercy, but the second type changes you at a fundamental level. That kind of deliverance does not just bring you out, it brings you through. You walk out of that trial with new strength, new clarity, a fresh revelation of who I am that you could never have gained any other way. You discover that even if the fire burns around you, you cannot be consumed. Even if the storm rages with fury, you cannot be sunk. Even if the pit is impossibly deep, heaven still reaches down to where you are. When I become your way through instead of just your way out, you realize that no prison can hold you, no pain can defeat you, no darkness can hide you from my sight. My presence becomes your pathway forward. There will come a severe test of your faith. A season of profound silence. You will pray and hear nothing in response. You will cry out and see no visible change. Your human mind will whisper the lie that maybe I forgot about you. But listen to this truth and let it anchor your soul. My silence is never my absence. Even when you cannot trace my hand, you can trust my heart. Even when you cannot see me moving, I am working behind the scenes. Even when you feel abandoned, I am closer than your own breath. Silence does not mean I stopped caring. It means I am setting something up that requires perfect timing. When I am silent, I am not ignoring you. I am preparing you. I am teaching you to walk by faith when sight gives you nothing. I am training you to trust my character when circumstances scream doubt. I am building your spiritual muscles so you can carry the weight of the glory I am about to release. Some blessings I have prepared for you are so massive that if I release them prematurely, they would crush you, so I use the silence to strengthen you, to mature you, to get you ready. I do not delay because I enjoy watching you suffer. I delay because I am developing you for a dimension of blessing that requires a different level of capacity. Think about it this way. When you plant a seed in soil, you do not see anything happening above ground for days or weeks, but beneath the surface, roots are forming. Growth is happening in the invisible realm. The silence is not emptiness, it is preparation. It is germination. It is the necessary process before breakthrough. The same principle applies to your life right now. Just because you cannot see me moving does not mean nothing is happening in the realm of the spirit, in the dimension you cannot perceive with natural eyes. I am moving mountains. I am shifting circumstances. I am changing hearts. I am opening doors. I am blocking enemies. I am arranging divine connections. I am preparing the stage for your suddenly. Your breakthrough is not delayed, it is right on schedule according to my perfect calendar. What looks like a setback is actually a setup. What feels like a delay is actually divine timing. What seems like denial is actually me protecting you from something that would have harmed you. Trust me when I tell you this. The wait is not wasted. Every single day you remain faithful in the silence, the miracle draws closer. Every tear you shed in the waiting room is watering the soil of your coming harvest. soon you will testify. Soon the pain will make perfect sense. Soon what you thought would destroy you will become the platform for your greatest promotion. When people see your story unfold, they will say with amazement, "Surely the Lord was with them." If you are feeling that truth in your spirit right now, go ahead and drop a comment below saying, "I believe God is working." Let your faith speak even in the silence. Because I hear every word you declare, and your words are creating your future. The same God who parted seas, silenced lions, and raised the dead is still speaking over your life at this very moment. I am the only way out of this situation, so stand still, breathe again, lift your head, believe again. Your way out is already written in my book, and I never end a chapter in defeat. I always end it in victory. I always ensure that light shines brightest where darkness once ruled. Now let me reveal something deeper. When I bring you out of impossibility, I do not just rescue you, I raise you to a higher level. Deliverance is not merely escape, it is elevation. When Joseph was betrayed and thrown into a pit by his own brothers, I did not just pull him out of that hole, I placed him on a throne in Egypt. When Daniel survived the lion's den, I did not just help him survive, I promoted him in the kingdom. When my son Jesus rose from the grave, he did not just come back to life, he ascended and now reigns forever. Every time I deliver, I also develop. Every exit I open is simultaneously an entrance into a higher dimension of purpose, power, and identity. So when I declare I am the only way out of this, I am not talking about mere survival. I am declaring total transformation. I am saying I am taking you from victim to victor, from bondage to breakthrough, from buried alive to resurrected in power. That is exactly why the enemy is fighting you so fiercely right now. He knows something you do not fully see yet. The place where you currently feel trapped is about to become the platform for your most powerful testimony. The very pit that was designed to humiliate you will become your pathway to royal authority, just like it did for Joseph. The cross that was meant to break my son became the key that unlocked eternal redemption for all humanity. What looks like your lowest point is secretly your launching pad. This pain you are experiencing will not be wasted. This confusion will not last forever. This storm is not your final destination. It is divine preparation. I am using this season to shape a greater version of you. I am teaching you authority through adversity, maturity through mystery, and unshakable faith through the fire of testing. When you come out of this, you will not emerge empty-handed. You will come out fully equipped, enlightened, and empowered to set other people free from the same prisons where you once lived. Because every time I lift you up, it is never only for your benefit, it is so you can become my hands extended to lift others. That is the hidden purpose woven into your pain, not just to free you, but to transform you into a vessel of deliverance for those still trapped where you used to be. Now hear this word that I am releasing with authority. You will not die in this situation, you will not perish in this season. You will not be silenced by this storm. This is not your burial ground, it is your birthing room. I said it clearly. I am the only way out of this. That declaration means this is not the end of your story, it is the introduction to a brand new chapter that you have never seen before. I spoke through my prophet Isaiah and declared, "See, I am doing a new thing, now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Even in the driest wilderness, I create pathways. Even in the most barren desert, I cause rivers to flow." You might not see the complete picture yet, but hope is alive, because the same God who brought you into this situation will absolutely bring you through it. You may feel like you have no strength left to take another step, but my grace is carrying you even now. You may feel forgotten and overlooked, but heaven has never taken its eyes off you for even 1 second. I did not bring you this far just to abandon you at the final stretch. I brought you to this exact place to reveal my glory in a way you have never witnessed before. You are not forsaken by me. You are being refined like gold in fire. You are not lost in the wilderness. You are being led by my hand toward promise. Hope is the anchor that keeps your soul steady, pulling you forward toward what I have spoken. Even when the waves of life try to drown your faith, hold on to hope. Do not mistake my delay for my denial. Every single day you remain faithful to me, the miracle moves closer to manifestation. Every tear you have cried in secret has watered the soil of your breakthrough. Soon you will stand and testify. Soon the pain will make complete sense. Soon what you thought would destroy you will be revealed as the thing that promoted you into your destiny. When people hear your story in the days ahead, they will say with conviction, "Surely the Lord was with them through it all." Because the same God who parted seas for Moses, silenced lions for Daniel, and raised Lazarus from death, is still speaking over your life right now at this moment. I am the only way out of this trial, so stand still in my presence, breathe deeply again, lift your head up, and believe again with childlike faith. Your way out is already written in the book I authored before the foundation of the world. I never end a chapter of your story in defeat. I always end it in victory. Light will shine brightest in the very places where darkness once ruled completely. Hold on to me, stay faithful to what you know. Because very soon what you are standing in right now will become the stage where I perform your miracle. Every tear you cried will testify that I was never late. I was simply preparing your deliverance to be so undeniable that no one could question my power. Let me speak to you now about the nature of my timing. Human beings measure time in seconds, minutes, hours, days. I measure time in seasons, purposes, and appointed moments. What feels like delay to you is precision to me. I am never early because that would mean you are not ready. I am never late because that would mean I lost control. I arrive exactly when my purpose requires. Not one moment sooner, not one moment later. When I promised Abraham a son, decades passed before Isaac was born. When I promised Joseph elevation, 13 years of slavery and prison came first. When I promised Israel a promised land, 40 years of wilderness preceded it. Was I late in any of these situations? I was building character. Removing pride, developing faith, preparing them for a blessing they could not yet carry. I see what you cannot see. I know what you do not know. I perceive the enemies lurking around the corner waiting to steal what I give you. I recognize the weaknesses in your character that would sabotage the blessing. I understand the connections that need to be severed and the relationships that need to form first. I am orchestrating 1,000 details behind the scenes that must align perfectly before I can release what I have prepared. So when it feels like I am silent, I am actually working overtime in the spiritual realm. When it seems like nothing is happening, everything is being arranged. When you wonder if I forgot you, I am positioning you for perfect timing. Trust my process even when you cannot trace my hand. My delays are always strategic, never chaotic. My waiting rooms are always purposeful, never pointless. I am preparing you and the blessing simultaneously so that when they collide, it creates a testimony that displays my glory. Before I release the final word over your life today, let me clarify something about the nature of my deliverance. When I deliver you, I do it in a way that leaves no doubt about my involvement. I do not send natural solutions to supernatural problems. I do not use human methods to solve divine assignments. When I part a sea, I do not build a bridge. When I feed multitudes, I do not call for food trucks. When I heal the sick, I do not prescribe medication. Why? Because I want everyone watching to know that this was me, not man. Your situation right now has been designed by me to require a miracle. It has been structured in such a way that human effort cannot solve it. Money cannot fix it, connections cannot resolve it, strategy cannot overcome it. Only I can move what needs to move. That is actually good news for you. It means when I show up, and I will show up, there will be no confusion about who gets the credit. Your testimony will be clean. Your story will be clear. People will not wonder if you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps. They will know beyond doubt that God intervened. That is my purpose in allowing you to reach the place where I am your only option. I remove every other solution so that when my solution manifests, my glory shines undiluted. You will not share the stage with human wisdom. You will not split the credit with natural ability. This victory will be mine alone, and your testimony will point everyone who hears it straight to me. So stop stressing about the impossibility of your situation. The impossibility is actually proof that my miracle is coming. What is impossible for man is always possible with God. I am inviting you right now to radical trust, the kind of trust that says, God, even if I do not understand, I believe you. Even if I cannot see the way, I know you are the way. Even if the silence is deafening, I trust you are working. Even if the delay is painful, I believe your timing is perfect. Even if the situation looks impossible, I know you specialize in impossibilities. That level of trust unlocks my supernatural power in your life. That depth of faith moves my hand. That kind of surrender positions you for the suddenly moments when I shift everything in one divine instant. Chosen one, heaven is not panicking about what you are walking through because I already know how this ends. When it is all finished, your life will be living proof that when I say I am the only way out, I do not just mean escape, I mean total victory. Hold on, stay faithful. Soon what you are standing in will become the stage for your miracle. Every tear you have cried will testify that I was never late. I was simply preparing your deliverance to be absolutely undeniable. Now go forward in faith. Your breakthrough is closer than you think.